here I am with the rat cart, and it already has a failed part in it. I believe it is going to be the carrier bearing in this center differential. We did do a lot of work on this rear end, but I did not get into the center section. We replaced the outer seals here and the outer bearings and one axle shaft in a past video, and now it appears that the bearing in the center has gone. Could be because we've got a hopped up motor on it. Could be because maybe I didn't put enough fluid in it. I don't know. Maybe it's the age. I'm going to go with it was the age and not my fault. But either way, hopefully we can get these changes. It rectifies our problem and we're back in action. Let's get started. So I started poking around at this about a week ago, and I'm hopeful that it really isn't that big of a deal. I really struggled back when we built this to get one of the axle shafts out, the longer side, because that's the one that needed to be replaced. This one kind of popped out this side. I was checking to see if maybe it was brakes that was coming apart or something like that, all before I tried to open up the rear end. And when I opened up the rear end, it was like somebody dumped a bag of glitter in the gear oil that I did have in it. So, yep. And I'm really hopeful. I think the hardest part for me on this job is just going to make sure, I'm just hopeful that these axle shafts pop back out easy. That is what I'm hoping for. So I'm going to try this trick. Sweet. There's number one. This is the side I was worried about. Maybe it did come out some though. I think it's coming. Yeah, it's coming. You just needed to use two hands. All right, that's out. We're good there. Truth be told, I did have the carrier holders out already and took a peek at those. I'll show you what I found. So again, I had the end caps off with the axle still in it, so I have not taken the carrier itself out yet. I just wanted to see what was going on in here. I did, for some reason, stick some grease in there. I don't know why. There are some little bit of etching on these. I did look for new caps. I didn't look very hard, truthfully, but I didn't find any. So we're gonna have to make those work. And we just had to do a little cleanup on them. Originally, these weren't that hard to pluck out of here. But I did have to just kind of reach up and, you know, just kind of work them out a little bit. They're obviously in the video that we're doing right now, they're falling right out of it, but they certainly weren't falling out of it originally. But it wasn't really a big deal at all. Well, let's see what we got here. Okay. So I set it on the bench. This literally just flipped right off. Okay, great. Let's see what the other side brings. Let's throw a pair of gloves on too, just for fun. I was anticipating going to like an auto zone. Oh, never mind. Jesus. I thought we were going to have to go get a bearing puller or something, but clearly not. So this grease, that's just some bearing or some front end grease or whatever that I had thrown on there. I don't know. I thought we were going to find that these were falling apart, but there's really nothing that bad on those. These are not damaged. Those sound good. There's nothing going on in there. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we caught it in time. It just was making that clunking noise and we caught it. But you can kind of see, like, yeah, never mind, you can't. What if I put light on this? Would you see? Oh, you can a little bit. Shiny. There was a lot of metal in this. So I really was expecting to see these be in really bad shape. And they're not. We got to go peek up inside that diff now that we've got this out. So this is that carrier seat. Well, I don't know. I forget what the technical name for this is. But there is some etching in here, right? More concerning, there's like chunks out of it. But, I mean, this seems like it sits in here and it sits on that lip. So it's not that that's all burned out of it. And it's still a pretty good tight fit. Like, yeah, it feels good. I don't know. I did, so I don't know if maybe some material cracked off of this and that's what was getting ground up in there. I think I'm just gonna, I don't know, I kind of want to grind a little bit of that off, just clean it up a little bit. Very light sandpaper, maybe a Dremel, something like that. And have these clean. Let's see, does this have any issues? I mean, I know the tolerances are more tight than maybe your eyes can see, but I mean, there isn't anything obvious to me, the layperson. All right, well, whatever. He's just going to flop right on. Or we got to kind of persuade them on. Yeah, I mean, probably we're just wore out, I guess. Yeah, those are, it's going to be much tighter, which is good, I believe. See that stuck on there and these just fell off. I don't know. Let's hope that's all this is. All right, so it floats. That's good. Do this side. It's a little bit, nothing crazy. And it tapped right on. Didn't seem like it was gonna, but it did. It did. Well, that other side did at least. There it goes. So, okay, it floats a little bit in there. That's good. This one's way smoother than that side. What's up with that? You guys hear that? It's drier? I don't know. So I believe everything is okay under here. I ran it just real briefly, and I don't hear any of that grinding or cracking, so like that still seems pretty smooth. Obviously it needs some juice, but I think we're okay there. I sanded these down very lightly. There was a little bit of a lip here, so got rid of that. I got rid of some of the chunks that were here. I just want it to be smooth. I don't want to go crazy. I'm going to continue to look for a pair of these because I really, look at those cracks. I'm really wondering if this is the issue, but I don't know. We'll give these a go for now. I mean, you see those chunks out of this one? So if you're watching this video and it's relatively close to the time I post it, let me know. If you got a lead on these things, I could call an EZGO dealer, which that might help. Same thing here. Same thing with the cracks. So we'll go easy with tightening it. I'll look up whatever spec we need. So let's get it back in. You remember which direction this goes in? This one, right? Yeah, it's gotta be this one. I consulted with ChatGPT. They tell me 35 to 40 pounds. For these, okay, so we're gonna go, I have this set to 40. Don't need to go too tight. I already got cracks. Okay. So yeah, when I was peeling this off, I bent it pretty good. So I'm just gonna go take my bolts back out of here. I'm gonna go put this on a piece of wood and we'll bang this straight again. There's that. Put a little wire wheel to it. So I bought some gasket maker. I did not buy a gasket, just some Permatex gasket maker. And we'll get this on there. So truth go and be told, that last clip was somewhere in the middle of June, and it is now the beginning of September. So I have had it in the cart for a little while. I do believe these bearings fix my problem. I don't have any chunking or anything like that going on in the rear end. The one issue that we do have, this has a vent tube on it that I put back on when we rebuilt this rear end. And now I put a 30 weight motor oil in it, which is what the 88 rear end called for. And now that motor oil, I think, is too thin and it's puking out of this vent tube. So there was one night that we had it really wound up. A couple of hits at 33, 34 miles an hour we hit, which is super sketchy on this cart still. And I had a pretty big puddle underneath it within, I don't know, 5 minutes. So it pukes out and it kind of goes around here. So we'll have to thicken that up and get some gear oil in it. So we'll change that. That being said, we've done some upgrades over the course of the summer here and there. I will cover that in a future video. It's got a full headlight, tail light kit on it. Enjoying that. I've got some hidden headlights on it and then got some straps on it. And that's it. So we're going to be coming up on the final episode of this here video. or of this cart build. So I will catch you guys on the next one. And there's Michael pulling up in the driveway, so it's distracting me. Anyway, catch you later.